Hey folks, welcome to the 30 Days to Learn Adobe After Effects course. My name is Vincent Nguyen, and today in this lesson we're going to be discussing the user interface of After Effects. And I'm just going to be showing you around the interface of the application so that you can be a little bit more familiar with where things are in After Effects and what they generally do. So this is just going to be an introduction to the interface. So right off the bat, when you open Adobe After Effects, the application may look a little bit daunting at first because of all the switches and all the buttons and all these options and text everywhere. But as you progress through this course, you're going to be very familiar with what things do and where they are. So no fret. So let's dive into After Effects here. This is what After Effects looks like when you first start it up. Now notice how my workspace is set to standard right now. And it's set to standard because this is just the default workspace within After Effects. And for the rest of the course, I will be using the workspace set to standard. Now if you accidentally mess something up, don't worry, you can always go back into the workspace panel and just hit reset standard, and that's just going to reset your workspace back to standard like this. So with that being said, let's go and take a look at the interface of After Effects. So the first panel I want to take a look at is the panel right here on the left called the Project Media panel. And this is essentially the bin of After Effects. Anything you import, whether it's video files, image files, audio files, compositions, or layers, it's all going to be stored right here as your central bin. So this is where all your assets and your medias are stored. Aside from just storing your information and storing all your layers, you also display some basic information of your footage, your image, etc. right here. So on the bottom of this panel, you're going to have the main timeline, and the timeline is pretty much where you're going to be doing all of your edits, all of your cuts, and this is the area where we're going to be spending most of our time in, keyframing, animating, and all that great stuff. Now, aside from being just a timeline, it also displays your layers or your media assets in the composition, which we'll be talking about a little bit later in the course. Now, in the center here, you have your composition panel, and this is kind of your preview panel, and this is just going to display whatever's in your timeline, so you can kind of preview everything out right here. You can visually see what is going on in your project. Now, on the bottom of this composition panel, you have additional viewing options such as the magnification, which you can kind of zoom in, zoom out, such like that, or zoom to fit. You also have additional title saves and grids. Your resolution, so perhaps your computer is not that fast to handle full res currently for your previewing. You can set the resolution down to half or auto, very similar to Premiere. And you have additional camera view angles right here, which again we will be discussing later in the course. Now on the right side here we have the effects and presets, which is the panel where you can search for effects. Above that is your preview panel, which allows you to preview out what you have in your timeline in real time. And of course we have our info and audio panel, which just displays some basic information on the coordinates, the pixels, and our audio, as you see here. Now at the very top we have our main toolbar, and this is where all of our main tools are stored, such as the camera, the text tool, and the pen tool. And we're going to be using some of these tools quite a bit. Now at the very top we have our menus. Now depending on your operating system, the menus may actually be in the After Effects window, such as in the Windows operating system. But on the Mac, the windows are stored in the menu bar up here for easy access. So you can pretty much navigate through After Effects options on the very top of the menu bar up here. And over here we have tons of options where we can create stuff such as new layers, compositions, and apply effects as well. So this has just been a really quick overview of the After Effects interface. Again, After Effects is a very complicated application and I cannot teach it to you all in one lesson. So we're just going to be breaking it down to small digestible chunks so you can kind of consume all this information, kind of consume After Effects in a very efficient manner so you're not going to be overwhelmed by all the features. So this has just been a really quick introduction of the user interface within After Effects. Hopefully you're just a little bit more comfortable in navigating through After Effects now. In the next lesson, we're going to be talking about the workspace and project management required in After Effects and kind of discuss how to organize the presets and editing your workspace, importing stuff, and just organizing your whole workflow. So stay tuned for that. Once again guys, my name is Vincent Nguyen and I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Bye guys.